Hi, I'm Todd Wente, and this is the Daily 180. 180 seconds of motivation and inspiration intended to help you take action and make progress in your life. This is episode 335 of the Daily 180, and today we're going to continue our series of I words by talking about one of the ones that actually for me has been pretty valuable but also been pretty disturbing, and the word is imitation. Now, first, let me talk about why it's been a little bit disturbing sometimes. There are times when I feel like I have been going through my life and all I've been doing is imitating someone else. For many of us, as we go through our lives, we want to be successful. We want to be popular. We want to be funny. We want to be any of those kinds of things. And oftentimes what that leads us to do is to imitate the things that we have seen other people do. Can I say that that is perhaps one of the smartest strategies that you can use in the beginning of developing some skills? If you are not looking at someone and imitating what they are doing, you're probably going to spend a lot of time doing trial and error of things, trying to figure out what they have already learned. By doing a little bit of imitation, by looking at somebody, for instance, that has better skill than you do in a particular area, and figuring out what it is that they do and trying to imitate that as best you can shrink the amount of time that it takes for you to get to a point where you can develop your own style and you can start manifesting those skills and abilities in a manner that is completely and totally your own. And that's where this thing becomes a little bit crazy, where it has been both one of the most powerful words that I think is in the I of the vocabulary group, but also where it becomes a little bit challenging, is the idea of how long do you allow yourself to imitate someone else's style, someone else's way of approaching things before you break off and say, now it's time for me to develop my own. I don't have an easy answer for that one. I really don't. In fact, some people get so good at imitating other people that they make a life out of it. They make a career out of it. I remember one time I was watching an impressionist, a guy who spends his life imitating people and imitating sounds and all those kinds of things. He was so good at that he had an entire stage show around it. And then he stopped and he said, you've heard me do all kinds of things in other people's voices. I want you to finally hear mine. What an interesting insight that was for me. I remember hearing it so many years ago, and it still hits home to me now. I wonder how long it takes for some of us to get to the point where we say, you've heard enough of me imitating somebody else. I want you to hear what I can do myself. At some point, we all need to come to a point where we say, this is me. This is who I'm going to be. I'm no longer going to imitate somebody else. I'm going to be myself. I'm going to be unique. I'm going to be who I was meant to be. Not an imitation of somebody else, but an original me. That's a powerful thing. I think we all need to figure that out, and I'm sorry that I don't have an easy answer. But I'll tell you this. For me, the key has been when I start to get bored imitating and I want to branch out, that's probably a good time to make that shift. Hopefully this has given you something to think about. We've got some more I words that are going to be coming, as well as marching our way through the rest of the alphabet, so make sure you subscribe. You would hate to miss any of those other insights that we're going to gather along the way. In the meantime, my name is Todd Wente. This has been the Daily 180. Go forth and conquer. We'll see you next time.